We'll go ahead and call the Transportation Advisory Committee meeting to order. Approval of last month's minutes. I have a first and second.
I'll move minutes.
And second.
We have a first and second, thank you. Some of the topics to discuss today, we had talked last time about the free rides for the veterans, talked to Veteran Service Officer Peterson, and he said that there really was nothing for them. He was wondering if we wanted to go to the city council and talk to them to see if they'd be interested in doing that. Again, those doesn't need to be decided today because we're still free till the end of March, but we just wanted to kind of keep that in the forefront, and we'll keep discussing that for future meetings, since we...
Mr. Chair, I was asked again last night by a counselor where we're at with that and whatnot, so ultimately, it's going to be a city council choice.
And I don't think there would be an issue.
No, I don't think so either.
With it. I think the council would be on board. It's just how do we identify, veteran? Is it I'm a veteran and you ride for free? Is it some,
Showing
so
a
military
card or
ID or something like that? So it's just the inner workings. I think they'll be on board with veterans for free, but just how we monitor
it.
Yeah.
Veteran Service Officer said he would give cards
Okay,
to
perfect.
people. So
Okay.
that would just have to be knowing that if they were going to ride for free, that they would need a card from, and he said he would generate those for
Okay.
us. So
I think that
Then we'll bring it to council in February, and then we can get that process started
Okay.
and see where we're at.
Veterans in general have a card, don't they, that identifies them as a vet?
They usually do. They might not have it on
Right.
with them all the time. So, military ID usually says, retired DD 214,
Right.
whatever. They usually have something like that. But
Yeah.
if they can just go to the office and get something, that might be a little bit easier.
And he thought maybe there might be some funds we could apply for too. He has a couple of programs he was gonna look into, but he kind of thought that it'd be best just to have a city council take care of it.
Okay.
So-
I'll bring it. I'll bring it to the first meeting in February so we can have their response and answer so we can move forward as a committee to put that in
and
place.
we can keep discussing it and making sure that the Veteran Service Officer can get us those cards and stuff, so. Then we wanted to talk to the committee about establishing an age for children to pay, and how many children per parent would be free. Like right now in Heartland, if you're under the age of four or five, the child rides for free.
Right.
But we do have some folks that are coming on like with 3 and 4 children. So we're kind of want to kind of get ahead of that before we start charging. Is it going to be, one parent, one child, or is it going to be one parent and 3 children are going to be able to ride for free? Or, at some point, we're going to have to decide how we would like to do that. And those are decisions I want the committee to weigh in on. Those are for more discussions, as we move forward. Sarah always gives us a report before we come to the TAC, and I'll just share some of those with you. For December, we gave 242 rides for about an average of about 11 and a half riders a day. So that was our best month so far. October, we averaged about 9, November about 10, and so far in January, we're about at 10 riders per day. So we've had a couple 20 days, rider days in December. So that really bumped that up. I know there was a school group that took it. And so, and I think yesterday she had 18 I seen. So, some days are really good and some days are a little slower. So, and we did start the Saturday service, and I kind of figure you guys would be interested in that. So the first Saturday, we had 4 rides that day. So about 1 ride an hour, and then the 15th, which was last Saturday, we had 5 rides. So, again, it's new. People aren't used to it. So, and then, so I just wanted to give those updates to you. She's also reporting that Ridgeway and 23rd and Trolick, the timing on the loop is much tighter, and she's a little concerned about safety, especially with the winter road conditions. We kind of figured that could be an issue. And then 16th North, and we've visited before the meeting about this, between Linderhoff and Hillside, it's extremely hard to navigate when the cars are parked on both sides of the road. So wondering would the city consider posting a parking only on one side during the winter, or even maybe blocking off a part where they can't park where the bus would pull in.
Where's this at, 16th
16th North, as you're coming up that little hill there to get into Garden, between the two, Hillside and Linderhoff. Like we said, when they clear the lot, they make all the people that live there get out of the parking lot. So then it makes that street really narrow. You know, and she was just concerned about that. She's also reporting the Herman Heights MLC stop. She's wondering if the city be able to plow 2 passes through the parking lot for the ability to circle through instead of backing or driving all the way to the end. So at that location, she actually pulls into that parking lot there. If there's someone there, if there's no one there, obviously she continues on. But that's kind of where that stop is.
Okay.
And she's just wondering if something can be done about that. Again, these are concerns that we're bringing up to you. Again, we're not expecting miracles, and we know that this has been a difficult winter. And she also reports that she encountered the first train, and because now we're crossing a railroad track where we never did before, and that also throws the schedule off 4 to 5 minutes, you know, depending on how quickly you get to, you know, that point. And then she's also asking us who's responsible for making a path to the bus and maintaining the stops this winter, such as Linderhoff, Hillside, Oakwood, Highland Regency, Ridgeway. Is it possible? I'm just wondering, you know, again, those are, and I think, you know, we weren't going to get too excited about that right away until we really know which stops we're going to hang on to. I don't, you know, and again, these are just observations that our main driver has. And then finally, she's reporting that we have 4 drivers that are providing the service. And she's really thankful for the committee for all that we've done for that. So obviously, you know, these are concerns or questions that we've had. And we just wanted to bring them before the committee for your thoughts and what your feeling is on these. And again, they don't need to be action items. They're just, you know, if the city could assist us with some of these, that'd be great. And then I did lay before you the new insulated bags that came in. I believe we got 500 of them. And they'll be passed out, one to a passenger. We figured that an insulated bag would be awful nice to have during especially during the summer months, to keep items cold, since sometimes you could be on the bus a little bit longer than what a gallon of milk or ice cream would suffice. So we figured this would be a good promotional item for us. Our contract with Jill did end the first of the year, but she did give us some designs when we get to the point where we want to do a wrap on the bus, and I can pass that around here to the committee members. Again, no decision obviously needs to be made because those buses we won't be seeing for a while. But I thought Jill had done a good job for us and got us off to a good start.
What is the word on the buses at this point?
What's that?
What is the word on the buses at this point?
24.
24.
Yeah. Again, I think that's probably the worst case scenario, obviously. We were told at a meeting that with the economy being down, people aren't ordering or buying motorhomes quite as much. So some of those chassis that would go to a motorhome now could possibly be coming to the transit. So could be a good thing. So we're hopeful that we'll see it before 24, but I was told not to get too excited, hopeful for it. So,
Fair enough.
so
Now, you're just talking the electric buses there? Or
no, these are
regular
gas
bus.
powered buses. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I hope we can keep our fleets operational to that point.
We had two this morning that one of the lifts went out on us, and yeah, so it's becoming more challenging. It really is, and you know we're doing our best to stay on top of it. You know, we had a serpentine belt go on a bus last week, and
Probably
they
need to
can't look
budget
at it
more
for 2 weeks.
for
So
repairs than we have in the past.
yeah, yeah, and we did budget for that. You know, that was a big part of our budget that we.
The Herman Express bus that we purchased from Glencoe was very well taken care of. We have had no really major issues with that.
Some brake issues is
They have
all, yeah.
brakes and
Mhm.
oil. So
Yeah.
when we purchased it, it had new tires on it that'll easily make it through the winter.
Mhm. Yeah. So unless there's any other discussion about anything, I think we can call this meeting
Motion.
to adjournment, or unless you guys had some other,
Did you want to set another date?
we can do that. Yes, that's a good idea. Let's take a look here. So we're going to be looking at February. If we go with the third Wednesday, we're at the 15th. Or the 22nd is Ash Wednesday. I'm not sure if that's a conflict for folks.
15th to be open.
15th is open for you, Scott?
Same here.
What's that?
Same here.
That work for you, Kim?
Yep.
Okay.
I won't be able to make that one.
You would be able to make that one. Okay. Should we go ahead and pencil the 15th in?
Yeah, 'cause I can give Joe.
You, Joe,
any-
can be
any
your,
of my updates.
okay,
yeah.
I'm fine with that. So let's go ahead and pencil the 15th in for our next TAC meeting. Be a 10 o'clock start. And at some point, we probably could decide as a group to go every other month, but I think we're still kind of in the infancy stages where we need to keep going with every month. Even if they're only for half an hour, 20 minutes, you know.
I mean, I would say we probably do that for at least the first 3 months of us going into being a paid service.
Right.
And then at that time, look at deciding every other month
Sure.
after that.
And we'll do it here, the chamber?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, they have all the, it has to be recorded and everything, so.
Okay.
Okay. Call for adjournment. First and
Motion
second.
to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.